I challenge you to a dance-off. Hands off, no trash talk, no backwalk. On the black top, just me, you, that's all.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with VaHoBo. Today I'm going to be going through our Warwin 224. I'll do a little bit of a talk over as well over this latest patch and how that's affecting us. And pretty easy win. They didn't really go for much for challenge, so yeah, they'd sort of given up beforehand. An interesting part of the new system is, of course, you can see the war log. So you can see our total war log, and you can then see their total war log. And this is going to be a way clans will be able to guide through what they think farm wars are going to be like, whether you're going to be able to trial abilities, strats, all kinds of things. So you can see pretty unsuccessful team overall, 33% loss rate roughly. The interesting part of this ability is other clans will use it to then see who your previous clans were and then possibly go in and check your war bases, build them, and be able to mod them. So just be aware of it, be careful. You want to make sure that you're not leaving yourself open for these kinds of thought processes and all that kind of stuff. And spies now, obviously, are like anything like before. They can come in, check your previous war bases, all those kinds of things. But yeah, it's just one of those things that you think of and people have talked about and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm going to be showing the HeVaHoBo on 3 and 4, and Sean did it on 6 on a little bit of a difference. And you can see these bowlers now, you're getting the 2 wall breakers and a barbarian. So you're actually managing to push those into one cell by themselves, and you can see they just absolutely rip it up. 2 healers with them, that's enough to keep them going through most defences early on. And you see with this, I just threw the Valks in with the Queen. I was hoping that the healers would push on towards the Valks. The Queen's now taking no damage, but it didn't happen. The Valks ran off. The Dragon caused a bit of grief. Didn't really poison that very well, but you do see afterwards, these bowlers, they get that rage effect. The healers get that rage effect on them, and just watch them just wreck things, you know, like, now we're talking 5 bowlers in the clan castle. There's only a couple left at the end now. But just an absolutely amazing strat to start looking and thinking about. And I did call it beforehand. I put the replay up about the HeVaHoBos. And I think the old Hobo raid is going to have a bit of love. You're going to have hogs for tail ends and all those kinds of things. Or miners. I do think the miners are going to be a huge part of Clash coming forward. Once we get access to them, open up barracks, upgrade them. More hit points than hogs. They don't target buildings primarily. They just target any building. It's not necessarily defensive, but they do a lot of damage. They've got a lot of hit points they can soak, and they don't take any damage from spells or defenses, splash damage if they're burrowing underground. It'll be interesting to see how they work with things like Eagle Laser, the Eagle Artillery, those kinds of things. Yeah, so many different cool new abilities coming in. The new Skelly spells, you're going to see that coming up shortly, and I use it here. I've got obviously the level 3, which is the donated one, and I do throw that down here on this single Skelly, single Inferno, and you see it does soak up a little bit there. So it does reasonably well with that, and then a bit of a mix around attack. You see the Queen lost most of her healers, but then the Valks, the King, the bowlers still going, you know, like, it is amazing to see these and how they work. Definitely going to be a combo I'll be mucking around with and playing with as much as possible. Alright, so we'll go into next. Where are we? Sorry, I just had to pause, had a raid come up. Crazy farming now with obviously all the new stuff coming out. Now this is a bit of a lower base, obviously another donut. And Shine has used a lot more bowlers, so it's only the level 2 bowlers at Town Hall 10, but he's using 12 of those, some redheads to go with it, healers of course on the Queen, so it's a bit of a Queen walk with a Valk bowler secondary part. So it's interesting to see these and how they're working and how it all mixes in together. These are the wars that you're going to be able to work out your strategies. You're going to be able to work these things out, as I do say. And you just watch these bowlers just sort of go nuts. Bit of a poison for the clan cast in the midfield. Times his Queen well to make sure she doesn't die to that Inferno. And then the Valks have just enough fuel in the tank to get through to get that Inferno down. No, the bowlers clean it up. So there you go. You can see the bowlers' effect now afterwards. Getting loose buildings, outside buildings. Old Jimmy Bob's going strong there. Bowlers just going nuts. Now, we haven't really had too much to muck around with clones, baby dragons, or even the friendly challenge in Aussie Addicts. Obviously, you know, like, it's a lot to soak in. There's just so many different units, and I've been very, very keen to get these bowlers effective and into raids, and I do think with the new composition, they're definitely going to make a very good assist unit. You can just see how much damage they do. I do think maybe the effect looks like their spread damage, their splash damage has actually, I will show, sorry, this number 7 that will be in the live replay, number 18, definitely worth a watch. It's a bit of a laugh. The spread damage on the bowlers looks like it goes a lot further than what I had originally considered it would. Now you can see a Town Hall 9 variation of the HeVaHoBo, and I did obviously show the strategy breakdown of this at Town Hall 10, but at Town Hall 9 I knew it would be very realistically a good ability, a good raid. I did do one in the other clan I'm in, Empire of Oz, with my level 15 heroes at Town Hall 9 as well. And same thing at absolutely wrecked a base. So you can see I do a little bit of hurting for the Queen. You can see I've only got 3 healers on the Queen. That was because I knew I'd be taking 2-point defences at the start, but then working into a much more amicable situation. And I knew that 3 would be quite easy because I wanted to use a couple of bowlers on the side. You see the hog lure go out and the poison will go down, getting the king, the dragon, the 2 loons. But the rage effect on those healers still, you can see that splashes from those bowlers are just absolutely going righto, see you later. That air defence is down, the bowlers are mostly going to join into the Valks, get a bit of a jump, probably could have got that jump just that touch better to allow into that other cell, but you see now the rages go through and the Valks smash it, then the bowlers and the healers walk up to it. The damage that these raged bowlers are doing is absolutely crazy. So you can see great effect there from that raid. Yeah, that's about it, I guess. We lost a lot of the replays due to, you see a skelly spell at the end there. We lost a lot of replays due to the second patch going live. And obviously there's still bugs in the game. We've still got games crashing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely interesting. Springs are starting to come effect. It looks like level 2 spring, which takes 16 hours, is the main one. I just had a game crash then. Level 2 gives you the 16 units, which therefore means you can get 2 Valks with it. But yeah, this was a fresh hit with Bando 80. I'll just show this at the end here. Again, you know, the walk, the Queen walk, the bowler walk. It's a bit different at Town Hall 11 because you've got the max ones. You can actually send them out by yourselves. You don't have to walk them into a cell or worry about those 5 units. But then you see the Valks through the middle. So, yeah, definitely very exciting. Barno 80's words with the friendly challenge. I did get on there and put my thoughts out, and I did think that the friendly challenge would wreck the game. So as long as you're aware of the warlog situation and how that's going to affect people joining up, I think the friendly challenge will have a definite boon on the game. I think people are going to be able to get more practice rather than be an addict like myself and have all of these accounts where I get that real world practice. But yeah, definitely a good war, good times. We've got a bit of a long break due to doing a 50 versus 50 on Sunday. Very much looking forward to that. Empire of Oz, join us. And we're going to see whether we can get a workable situation for scrims going forward. So hope I've helped. Hope you had a bit of a laugh. And as always, clash on.